Our sandwich between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. With Eli Manning and the New York Giants. Here's Manning to throw. Finding his target, it's Cody Latimer. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards right off the bat, and a quick first down. Well, we see so many good battles in the NFC East, and Cowboys and Giants, they rarely disappoint. They didn't disappoint last year. Cowboys got the better of the Giants both times. Week 2, 20-13, and then in Week 17, a thriller, 36-35. That was a game where Dak Prescott threw 4 touchdown passes. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Running it with the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year a season ago, Saquon Barkley. And for a second straight play, that Cowboy defense gets him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. And before the Cowboys get going here on this drive, the big news for them all summer, if you're a fantasy player, I'm sure you've been paying attention to it as well. Ezekiel Elliott not reporting to the team. He's been down in Cabo working out. And Jerry Jones, don't laugh.
I'm laughing, right?
Why, because you don't work out in Cabo?
He's in Cabo working out.
I know.
That sentence has never been used before.
Well, how about this Jerry Jones quote? You don't need a rushing champion to win a Super Bowl.
And Zeke's camp is saying, okay, you may have to prove that, because for Jerry Jones, he's saying, listen, we've signed Alfred Morris, who's been a proven running back in the league, but that was a few years ago. They drafted Tony Pollard out of Memphis, who they're very high on, but he's not a bell cow runner. Darius Jackson, also not a bell cow runner. The way their offense works and works best is Zeke takes the bulk of the carries, catches a few out of the backfield, takes the pressure off of Dak Prescott. They may have to change their offense a bit if they don't get this resolved.
By the way, going back to the Jerry Jones statement, only 2 guys who've won a rushing title and a Super Bowl the same year. Emmitt Smith did it 3 times, and Terrell Davis once in '98 with the Broncos.
And who did Emmitt Smith play for when he did it 3 times?
The Cowboys.
And who ran the team?
Jerry Jones.
Okay.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Cowboy first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
They go play action here on first down. That one complete, Elliott. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now Elliott. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Antoine Bethea, the leading tackler among NFL safeties last year, and on the tackle again there.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the 40 now on second down. Prescott got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Marcus Golden, too much to handle that time, gets the sack. You think back to last year, Dak Prescott was sacked 56 times, second most in the league behind Deshaun Watson of the Texans. Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a second down and 12. On the counter, Elliott. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And they'll be in search of 6 yards here on third down. This is now the 9th play of the drive. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. Complete to Jason Witten. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown there. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Giants ready to get the football here again. And earlier we talked about Eli Manning, but he's got some big question marks in the receiving core. Of course, no OBJ. He's in Cleveland. But Sterling Shepard has a fractured thumb, though they think he'll be a go for the opener. They're hoping so. Corey Coleman won't, however. An ACL tear in training camp. He's done for the year. And then Golden Tate recently lost an appeal, so he has to sit out. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence applied the heat.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now Saquon Barkley. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On 3rd and long, it's Manning. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Started the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Now they'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you're running the big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I think we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But, you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Kareem Martin coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Elliott. So he got free of 1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot else. 3 yards won't be enough here, as that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Here comes Peppers. A big hitter that time in the punt game. 66 yards on the boot. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Golden Tate, his intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them, and not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell incomplete. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Manning. Open man right side is Ingram. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the 1st.
A short game that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for New York. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes one extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
Looking to throw. Prescott. Throw right side. Taken in by Gallup. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. With Cole Beasley now in Buffalo, you think that might open up some more targets for Michael Gallup. Last year as a rookie, 33 catches for the Dallas Cowboys. So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Timing's crucial in any route thrown, but when you throw an out, so many things are going through the mind of the receiver. Catching the ball, timing it up with the quarterback. Are my feet going to get down in bounds? On that play, all those things going through his head might have caused him to drop it.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Draw play, Elliott. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
Watch the slant. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. Out to his left. He can run for it, and he will. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. And New York set to take the field. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
Caught right side, Tate. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Yeah, the Cowboys here on 3rd down, bringing in an extra defensive back. Shotgun now for Manning. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And that's a crusher right there. Had his man open for a 1st down, threw a fastball when that wasn't necessary, incomplete pass. One of these quarterbacks going to learn, you don't get extra points for how hard you throw the football.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Now Austin. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. They'll begin with much more advantageous starting field position than they did on their last drive as they come up here 1st and 10. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10. A 1st down throw for Prescott. And that's complete. It's the Carr to Cooper connection. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Prescott. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 12 yards there and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down.
We see drops happen on hitch routes. A lot of the time it's because the timing's off on the play or trying to get his head upfield right before he secures the pass. Last thing, though, it's such an explosive move on the hitch route that sometimes they don't get their body settled before the ball gets there.
Throwing again, Prescott on 2nd and 10. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Here now, Brett Maher. He hit from 62 in his rookie season of 2018. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. Of course, the door for Maher was opened after a little bit of a surprise move, the Cowboys letting go of Dan Bailey last year.
Yeah, Maher took over in the preseason. He's from Nebraska via the Canadian Football League where he kicked for 4 years, and I saw him personally make 2 game-winning field goals last season against Detroit and in Atlanta.
Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10. Now Manning, incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, but it'll be second down.
Ron, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with, some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From midfield, here's Manning. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. They were trying to get it there to Sterling Shepard. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. You got a young quarterback, maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
Here's Riley Dixon now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. Cowboys swarm in, and it's blocked. And they'll wind up taking over there in their own territory inside the 40. So much for pinning him really deep. Short punt could have pinned him inside the 10. Now great field position the other way.
It's never good when you're punting the ball and your eyes see the ball go back behind you. In however form, whether it's over your head or to the side, never good. Now it becomes a race to get to the football so they don't pick it up and take it all the way.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got?
Here's Prescott. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Prescott. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And this score will stay right where it is. And that's the risk of the long field goal miss here at this stage of the second quarter. You give up great field position.
And that gives them one more opportunity to make something happen and something big. And we've seen crazy stuff happen at the end of halves.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing on first down is Manning. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And New York set to take the field. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Now Manning. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Anthony Brown right there to knock it away.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter. A lot of time to change things. Here's Manning to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Here's Riley Dixon now. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. Here's Austin. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Less than 30 seconds to go in the half. Pretty good starting field position, all things considered. You'd think they definitely have time to get into field goal range.
Yes, and you get into the huddle or you come off the bench here and you've called multiple plays because you're going to say, this is how we're going to run them in order, guys. You don't have time for audibles. You don't have time to change anything. You're trying to get the ball in position to at least get 3. They've got a great shot to do it right here.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Prescott now. Got an open man, the tight end, Jarwin. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Prescott to throw it. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining.
Intended for Michael Gallup. Incomplete. Sets up 4th down.
Out now comes the Cowboys punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. And New York set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give him 7 there on the first down carry. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Manning. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. A little too aggressive defensively, and the flag comes out.
And no one trying to cover is going to like a call going against them, but you have to like the effort there. Went for the interception, just unable to get it, and the flag did come out.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And this one is right down Broadway. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas with the Cowboys out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Here's Elliott, and he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. For Zeke, what a first 3 years he's had in the NFL. Last year, his 2nd rushing title, 1,434 yards. Not as many as 1,631 that he had as a rookie, but still his yards per game average was the best in the National Football League. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. 10th carry now for Elliott. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And bulldozing through multiple tackles. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
That type of run right there, that just fires me up when I watch it because that's maybe the most underrated aspect of his game. The ability to break tackles and know where the first down chains are and pick them up.
He's tough, good pedigree. Dad Stacy was a linebacker at Missouri.
Yeah, and how about Mom on the track team? So I think that's where the speed came from. And she's not shy about letting us know that, too.
Yeah, he got the best of both worlds. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Play action now, Prescott. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. B.J. Goodson able to drop him for a loss of a couple.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, a give to Elliott. And an alley to run. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They go to Elliott again. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 14 yards, good for a Cowboy 1st down.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, though, if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
They play fake to Elliott. Now Prescott. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. The play began back at the 23, and they pick up 23.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Now Elliott. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott taking it in. And the Cowboys, they push out in front further. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Extra point by Marr, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Following the touchdown, here's Marr to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big...
And he will go down, a Cowboy sack. DeMarcus Lawrence picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
And that's his second sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Manning now to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. On 3rd and long, it's Manning. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. This is taken at about the 14. Give them 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Prescott throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking to get it to Allen Hurns that time, and it's third down. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
To throw is Prescott, and an alley to run. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the first.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
This is Elliott. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They go back to Elliott. He's been busy. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A 20th carry here for Elliott. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it and get the first down, close it out.
The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Throwing again. Manning. That's complete left side to Shepard. A lot of people thinking that this could be a good year for Sterling Shepard to step out of the shadows of Odell Beckham Jr. But a season ago, pretty good for Sterling Shepard. 66 receptions, 872 yards, and now hoping for a 1,000-yard campaign in 2019. Second down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. Now Manning. And Latimer's got it. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 17 yards and a Giant first down.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? On 1st and 10, here's Manning. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Well, they try to swing it out left into the flat, complete, but really nice open field tackling.
And they played that one like a great boxer. They were on their toes on that one. They weren't back on their heels reacting to the play. No, they saw it, came right for it, and made a nice tackle for lost yardage.
To throw again on 2nd down. Manning. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. Tyrone Crawford able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. To throw is Manning. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. The Giants do snap it. It's Manning. They'll let this go for the end zone. And no, it's incomplete. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. 4th quarter, you've got the lead. You have to stay in bounds and run that clock. Coaches, that'll drive them crazy.
Sacrifice a yard or two if you have to. Just go down, in bounds, keep that clock going. It's almost like he was caring more about his fantasy stats than it was about winning the game. And that has to drive a coach crazy.
And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
A first down carry by Elliott. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Throwing, Prescott, and intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the veteran Antoine Bethea. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Giants. Well, don't change that channel just yet. This one may have gotten a bit more interesting.
Put down the remote, put down the clicker. This one looked like it was over. It looked like they were ready to seal the deal. But in doing so, by pitching it around a little bit, it cost them. We could have a great finish.
A big play looming for the Giants as they'll go for 2. So after the INT, it's Manning. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I know they didn't tack on the 2 points, but I liked their attempt. After the interception return for a touchdown, I was thinking to myself, forget kicking it, go for 2, and they did.
Well, yeah, and everybody's scrambling. Maybe you catch the defense on their heels. They weren't ready to be out there.
Yeah, it's almost like a sudden change, right? There's a turnover, you take it away, they stuck it in the end zone, keep the momentum going. Give credit to the defensive guys for rallying and stopping that 2-point attempt.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal, end the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end and you still have the lead.
Charles, thinking back to what you said in the first quarter, that part of the magic elixir for a road victory for these underdogs was going to be winning the turnover battle. Well, they only have one right now. Look at the scoreboard.
Yeah, not exactly playing to the form that I subscribed, right? When you talk about winning that turnover battle, that evens things out, especially for a road team, especially for a team that's an underdog.
Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott, and he's got it to Hearns. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker. On first down, Elliott. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Again, it's Elliott. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Out now comes the Cowboys punter. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So Manning and the Giants down 14-9, a little under a minute 50 remaining. They need a touchdown. A field goal is worthless now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go. 18 Gators.
Tighten up. Pull together.
Back to throw. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, I know it goes against the grain here. It totally goes against it, but you've got to drop the ball in that situation. He makes the catch, but he loses yards and doesn't get out of bounds.
Clock running here, under 90 seconds to go. They'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
54, right there. 54 miles.
Ready? To throw is Manning. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. 2 huge plays there down the stretch. The sack on 2nd down. Now they force the incompletion. That's going to lead to a do-or-die 4th down.
And they look like they've got the confidence right now that no matter what gets thrown against them, whatever play gets run, they have the ability to shut it down. They're just brimming with it right now.
It's caught. Shepard. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
Oh, that's a big pickup right there. That play might have saved them. Now they got to get up to the line of scrimmage quick. They've got to spike it.
One crisis averted, but they still need to move hastily. Back to throw, Manning. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Open man right side is Ingram. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the 1st down, but I thought that was the key.
The Giants on 3rd down, not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This is 3rd and 9. He'll look to throw, and that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Manning to throw for it on 4th. He's going to let it fly. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
3 down, 3 down.
The Cowboys on their way to victory as they take a knee. And now here comes their final timeout as they take it with 8 ticks remaining. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. Prescott, he goes down to a knee, and that should just about do it.
It's a loss of a yard.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And I think the game balls need to be distributed on the defensive side of the football, and I bet that you would agree.
Yeah, if you hold a team under 10 points, that's a job well done. Really well done. So I would say game balls for every starter and every key player who participated in this game.
Now, see, I only like one game ball. You're handing out multiple, although I set you up by saying game balls, plural, but
I like where we're going with this, though. You say one to represent, like the best player of all of that, and I say multiples so that you keep everyone motivated and involved.
You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people. I thought I was the only child.
You get a game ball, and you get a game ball. Game balls for everybody. So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Cowboys as we sign off and say so long from Arlington.